Hello YouTube family, I'm back with another video. It's about Kush, Israel, and West Africa before the myths part 2. And I'm going to be explaining how it's all connected to the ancient world. So when people talk about Africa in the Bible, they imagine separation, different continents, different people, different histories. But in the ancient world, Africa, the Levant, and West Asia were deeply connected long before modern borders, race labels, or nation states existed. So Israel in the ancient world. Ancient Israel did not exist in isolation. It emerged in the Eastern Mediterranean, a crossroads between Africa and Asia and Mesopotamia. Empires rose and fell around it. Egyptians, Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians. Trade routes passed through the region. People moved, goods moved, ideas moved. From the Nile Valley to the Levant, the ancient world functioned as an interconnected system, not separated continents. So the geography over modern maps. Ancient geography does not equal modern borders. When we read ancient texts with modern maps in mind, confusion happens. Today, borders did not exist in iniquity. Africa, the Levant, and Arabia were connected by land, bridges, coastlines, and rivers. To ancient people, Egypt wasn't another continent. It was a neighboring power. Understanding ancient history means thinking geographically, not politically. So Kush, Israel, and biblical memory. Kush appears repeatedly in the Bible, not as a race, but as land, and is known region south of Egypt associated with wealth, power, and distance. Kush existed in diplomatic memory, not mythology. When biblical writers reference Kush, they were naming a real place in the ancient world they already knew. So how ancient texts were written? Ancient texts were contextual. Ancient texts weren't written for modern debates. They reflected the worldview, geography, and political realities of their time. Later readers often project modern race ideas into ancient language, but those categories did not exist yet. The Bible preserves memory, not modern identity politics. Okay. West Africa before Islam and Christianity. West Africa did not begin with Islam or Christianity. Long before either arrived, societies across the Sahel developed systems of governance, trade, and belief. Early kingdoms like Ghana controlled gold routes and shaped regional economies. The societies were not isolated, but they were independent. They did not emerge from the Bible. They emerged from their own environments, traditions, and histories. So, oral tradition and memory. History didn't only live on paper. Not all history was written. West African societies preserved knowledge through oral tradition, stories, songs, and lineage memory. This doesn't make history less valid, just differently stored. When colonial powers arrived, they often dismissed oral history, creating the illusion that Africa had no past. Which isn't true. So when did Islam and Christianity enter Africa? Christianity reached Africa early, especially in Egypt and Ethiopia. Islam arrived later, spreading through trade, scholarship, and governance across North and West Africa. The religions did not erase African cultures. They were adapted. Africans translated texts, developed scholarships, and blended belief systems with existing traditions. So they are shared stories, not coping. Similar stories across Africa, the Bible, and the ancient world don't mean imitation. They reflect shared geography, shared experience, and shared human questions. Floods, creation, law, morality. These themes appear wherever people live near rivers, land, and community. Connection does not mean copying. So this is Africa before the myths. There'll be a part 3 coming soon. This is Africa.